The first Ukrainian census was carried out by State Statistics Committee of Ukraine on 5 December 2001, 12 years after the last Soviet Union census in 1989, and was so far the only census held in independent Ukraine. The total actual population recorded was 48,457,100 persons, of which urban population was 32,574,500, rural 15,882,600, male 22,441,400, female 26,015,700. The total permanent population recorded was 48,241,000 persons. There were 454 cities, 9 of them with population over 500,000. The census recorded over 130 nationalities. The next Ukrainian census is planned to be held in 2020. Actual population by regions. Source: Total number of actual population. 2001 Ukrainian Population Census. State Statistics Committee of Ukraine. Urban and rural population by regions. Source: Urban and rural population. 2001 Ukrainian Population Census. State Statistics Committee of Ukraine. Gender structure by regions. Source: Gender structure of the population. 2001 Ukrainian Population Census. State Statistics Committee of Ukraine. National structure. Source: National composition of the population. 2001 Ukrainian Population Census. State Statistics Committee of Ukraine. National structure by regions. Note: listed are those nationalities which comprise more than 0.25% of regional population. Numbers are given in thousands. Autonomous Republic of Crimea 2024.0, Russians 1180.4, Ukrainians 492.2, Crimean Tatars 243.4, Belarusians 29.2, Tatars 11.0, Armenians Cherkasy Oblast 1398.3, Ukrainians 1301.2, Russians 75.6, Belarusians 3.9. Chernihiv Oblast 1236.1, Ukrainians 1155.4, Russians 62.2, Belarusians 7.1. Chernovtsi Oblast 919.0, Ukrainians 689.1, Romanians 114.6, Moldavians 67.2, Russians 37.9, Poles 3.3. Dnipropetrovsk Oblast 3561.2, Ukrainians 2825.8, Russians 627.5, Belarusians 29.5, Jews 13.7, Armenians 10.6. Donetsk Oblast 4825.6, Ukrainians 2744.1, Russians 1844.4, Greeks 77.5, Belarusians 44.5, Tatars 19.1, Armenians 15.7. Ivano-Frankivsk Oblast 1406.1, Ukrainians 1371.2, Russians 24.9. Kharkiv Oblast 2895.8, Ukrainians 2048.7, Russians 742.0, Belarusians 14.7, Jews 11.5, Armenians 11.1. Kherson Oblast 1172.7 Ukrainians 961.6 Russians 165.2 Belarusians 8.1 Tatars 5.3 Armenians 4.5 Moldavians 4.1 Khmelnytsky Oblast 1426.6 Ukrainians 1339.3 Russians 50.7 Poles 23.0 Kirovohrad Oblast 1125.7 Ukrainians 1014.6 Russians 83.9 Moldavians 8.2 Belarusians 5.5 Armenians 2.9 Kiev Oblast 1821.1 Ukrainians 1684.8 Russians 109.3 Belarusians 8.6 Luhansk Oblast 2540.2 Ukrainians 1472.4 Russians 991.8 Belarusians 20.5 Tatars 8.5 Armenians 6.5 Lviv Oblast 2606.0 Ukrainians 2471.0 Russians 92.6 Poles 18.9 Mykolaiv Oblast 1262.9 Ukrainians 1034.5 Russians 177.5 Moldavians 13.1 Belarusians 8.3 Bulgarians 5.6 Armenians 4.2 Jews 3.2 Odessa Oblast 2455.7 Ukrainians 1542.3 Russians 508.5 Bulgarians 150.6 Moldavians 123.7 Gagauzins 27.6 Jews 13.3 Belarusians 12.7 Armenians 7.4 Poltava Oblast 1621.2 Ukrainians 1481.1 Russians 117.1 Belarusians 6.3 Rivne Oblast 1171.4 Ukrainians 1123.4 Russians 30.1 Belarusians 11.8 Sumy Oblast 1296.8 Ukrainians 1152.0 Russians 121.7 Belarusians 4.3 Ternopil Oblast 1138.5 Ukrainians 1113.5 Russians 14.2 Poles 3.8 Vinnytsia Oblast 1763.9 Ukrainians 1674.1 Russians 67.5 Volyn Oblast 1057.2 Ukrainians 1025.0 Russians 25.1 Belarusians 3.2 Zakarpattia Oblast 1254.6 Ukrainians 1010.1 Hungarians 151.5 Romanians 32.1 Russians 31.0 Gypsies 14.0 Slovaks 5.6 Germans 3.5 Zaporizhzhia Oblast 1926.8 Ukrainians 1364.1 Russians 476.8 Bulgarians 27.7 Belarusians 12.6 Armenians 6.4 Tatars 5.1 Zhytomyr Oblast 1389.3 Ukrainians 1255.0 Russians 68.9 Poles 49.0 Belarusians 4.9 Kiev 2567.0 Ukrainians 2110.8 Russians 337.3 Jews 17.9 Belarusians 16.5 Poles 6.9 Sevastopol 377.2 Russians 270.0 Ukrainians 84.4 Belarusians 5.8 Tatars 2.5 Crimean Tatars 1.8 Armenians 1.3 Jews 1.0 Source: National Composition of the Population 2001 Ukrainian Population Census